Hey guys, it's TatSpot, and this is my very long overdue 100 subscribers video. I think I'm in like 135 right now, so that kind of gives you an idea as to how long overdue this actually is. But I've had some personal things I've had to deal with lately, so I haven't really had much time to record anything for YouTube. But I'm back now, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I want to send a humongous thank you to all of you who have decided to click that little subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. You guys have no idea how much this means to me. I've only been on YouTube for maybe a month, two at the most, and already I have 135 subscribers. And you have no idea how happy that makes me and how surprised I am, because I never expected to even get 10 subscribers, much less 100. So thank you all so much. There are a couple of people that I want to send some very special thank yous out to. Everyone over at PetesGameRoomForum.com, Buffalo27, Mother Wee, Comeback Kid, Angel of Death, 1897, Uberponer 930, Comatose 87, and of course, the man himself, Pete Dorr. You guys are so super awesome, and I know I'm forgetting some of you. There are just so many of you over there that are so awesome and so great and help me so much, either with being with YouTube or with game suggestions that I maybe haven't heard of before, or whatever. You guys rock. Yes, I am having to read off a list today. I'm a little slow. Also, two of my fellow girl gamers on YouTube. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Chronicles of Bailey and Stuff to Death. Thank you for just being girl gamers and for putting your videos out there and for showing the world that yes, we do exist and we are not that rare and we love to game just like the boys do. So rock on to you girls. Next, one of my very first subscribers. He's a really awesome guy. Thievius333. Thank you so much. And then finally, two guys that are so awesome, and they've really helped me a lot lately. X Love and Rage X and Lockdown. You guys have some really awesome videos, and if you haven't checked them out, I definitely recommend that you do. These guys just rock. They're really into gaming. They really know what they like, and they just have really cool channels. And they're really awesome subscribers. So thank you guys so much. So now, if you watched my last video, you saw that I asked you guys to ask me questions, and I said that I would answer them in this video. I don't know how much time I have left. I know it's not going to be too long, but I'm going to try to answer as many of your questions as I can. The first question was, what is your favorite game? And this is such a hard question for me because there are so many games out there that I love. Of course, a lot of you already know that I really enjoy Haunting Ground for the PlayStation 2. As far as this generation console goes, I really am digging BioShock as well as Fallout 3. Those two games are so, they're awesome. Like, what hasn't been said about those games? Left 4 Dead is also really cool. As you could probably already know, I'm really into the horror, really into the zombie thing. So yeah, I don't really have a favorite game per se, but those are some of my favorites. How long have you been collecting, and did anyone inspire you to do so? Again, this is kind of a hard question for me to answer. Technically, my collection started when I was 3 years old, and that was with the NES, and my grandmother, who was also a gamer to this day, still plays the NES and the Super NES, would go to pawn shops and flea markets and things like that, and buy NES games, and I still have all of those ones that she collected, and they're still in my collection. So yeah, technically it started when I was 3. So yeah, I guess you could say my grandmother inspired me to collect. I don't know. What is your first gaming memory? That would have to be sitting on the couch at 3 years old playing Super Mario Brothers with my dad and my grandma. I will never forget that. That imprinted gaming into me for life. I remember just me, my dad, and my grandma just sitting down and for hours and hours and hours just playing Super Mario Brothers. My mom never really got into gaming other than pinball figures, but yeah, that would definitely have to be my first gaming memory. Scariest game ever played, and this also kind of goes with the question. This was a really interesting question. What game has ever made you cry or close to tearing up? And once again, I'm going to have to go back to Haunting Ground. That game, I don't know if it was the time period I was playing it or what, but that game scared the absolute shit out of me. I even, there's this one, I'm not going to ruin it for those of you who haven't played the game, but there's one point where I just it scared me so badly I teared up. Like, my boyfriend was laughing at me, but that was scary stuff. What game got you into gaming, and how old were you? Originally, it was Super Mario Brothers, because of course, if you had an NES, you had Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I would play that game for hours and hours and hours when I was 3 years old. There was a time, though, maybe from like middle school to about 9th or 10th grade, where I didn't really game all that much. Like, I played The Sims and it was this car combat game on the computer called Deathdrome, and not a lot of people have heard of it, but it's a really awesome game. You should definitely check it out. Yeah, I thought it was too cool to game or whatever, and I didn't really get into it for a while. But then Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2 came around, and my friend had it at his house, and I picked it up and I started to play it, and once again I was hooked. So, and I think I was maybe about 13 or 14 when that happened. So I never completely got out of gaming, but originally Super Mario Brothers when I was 3, and then I give credit to Kingdom Hearts when I was either 13 or 14. I can't remember which. How did you come up with the name TatSplat? About, I'd say a year or two ago, when I first started getting into the online gaming community, I had a pet rat, and her original name was Clara, but my boyfriend and I, we had a nickname for her, and it was Ratty Tat Tat, and she had this, like, I think it was like a 4-foot tall cage, and it sat on top of my dresser, which made it about 10 feet tall altogether, and it had 2 doors, and she liked to jump from the top door to the floor. So we called her a suicidal rat, and eventually Ratty Tat Tat turned into TatSplat. And when she passed away from cancer, as most rats get when they're about 2 years old, I decided that I would make a memorial to her, and I would, anything that had to do with gaming, which I was really big into at the time and still am now, I would be TatSplat. So that's the story behind TatSplat. No, it has nothing to do with tattoos. A lot of people seem to find it funny, which it kind of is, but yeah, that's the story behind TatSplat and why I'm called TatSplat. Next question doesn't really have anything to do with gaming, but what is your favorite band? And that would have to be Vendetta Red. They're a really, really awesome band that does not get a lot of credit. Unfortunately, they are not making music anymore, but they're really awesome. They actually have a song on the original Saints Row soundtrack called Silhouette Serenade, and that is a really, really beautiful, awesome song. You should definitely check them out when you get a chance. If you're into kind of like alternative, kind of, and a lot of people have compared them to My Chemical Romance, and I don't agree with that. But yeah, definitely check them out. Next question. Another one that doesn't really have anything to do with gaming. What are your top 5 movies? Oh, as you all know, I work at Blockbuster, so of course I've seen quite a few movies. My top 5 currently, I'm going to have to say in no specific order: American Psycho, Clockwork Orange, Dead Alive, also known as Brain Dead, Black Sheep, not the comedy, but the horror movie, with the zombie sheep, yeah. And gonna have to say Evil Dead 2. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm really into like the funny horror stuff. But yeah, really, really awesome movies. You should definitely check each of them out if you haven't already, especially if you're into horror. Well, with the exception of Clockwork Orange, because that's just a great movie anyways, even though it's not horror. But yeah. Okay, so to wrap this up tonight, I want to once again say a humongous thank you to every single one of you that has subscribed to me within the last 1 or 2 months. I can't really remember how long it's been exactly. Here's hoping to 100 more subscribers, and I promise to get up some reviews and such very, very soon, so please stay tuned.